Hey guys, so recently I had an awesome opportunity to get to play Minecraft with some buddies of mine, and to be honest with you, I didn't really think much about it because I've been playing since 2010, but some people out there still don't know how to play this game, and there's not really an easy way to jump into it unlike earlier versions of the game where they had tutorial levels built into it. Nowadays you just kind of have to learn how to play and jump into it. And so what I'm hoping to do in this video is to show you first of all how to get started into a game of Minecraft, and then also what to do on your very first day of survival mode. If you guys haven't had a chance yet, follow me over on Twitch where I'm going to be live streaming my games of Rainbow Six, Minecraft, or whatever else I want to play. But don't worry, if you don't want to jump over there, I'll be uploading those different plays over here after the fact. Now most likely you're going to pop up to a screen very similar to this. This is the start screen for Minecraft. On there you have the ability to play the game, adjust any settings you might see fit, buy things off the marketplace, or go over to the dressing room where you can customize your character or the virtual representation of yourself in this game. You go over and now you have the opportunity to look through different worlds where you can create a new world, which we're doing right here, and you're going to go ahead and select Create New World. Now when you come to this section, there are a ton of different things that you can go through and adjust. You can adjust the game mode between survival or creative. Creative allows you to have an unlimited amount of blocks and build whatever your heart wants to. Survival is all about actually mining and crafting, pretty much the whole base point of the game, and my favorite way to play. Below you have the difficulty going between peaceful, where there are no hostile mobs that can come attack and kill you, easy, normal, and hard, which just adjusts how many hit points you can take and how many hit points that they're going to be able to take. Over the left hand side, there's a lot more other aspects that you can look at as far as just different general rules that allow you to have different bonuses. You can change and adjust the different kind of map you want to spawn in with, and you can also adjust how you want multiplayer to play out anytime you might have friends who want to go through and join you. I named my world Start, and I recommend for your very first game, go ahead and jump into survival and change your game mode to peaceful so you don't have any hostile mobs coming after you. Create your world, let it load up, and go ahead and jump into your very first game of Minecraft. Now chances are you're going to see all of these different trees or different blocks. There's different things we call biomes, which will be different elements or areas that you can go through and mine. They'll have different resources, different colors of wood, or even different dirt blocks as well. Some things grow easier in some things grow easier in others, and you might have different kinds of animals that are out and about that you can go through and harvest for this element. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go find yourself the nearest tree and you're going to punch it. You're going to continue to mine it until you actually have a block that pops off for you. And in this example, I'm mining the entire tree, but you just need one wood block to get started. Now that you've mined that piece of wood, you're going to jump into your crafting menu. For Xbox, you press the X button, which will bring you up to a prompt that looks like this. Over here, you'll see your oak logs you have in your inventory, and on the left-hand side, you'll see what you can craft with those. Now, you can just easily select those and create different stacks of them, or you can go the old school method and drag over your different blocks up to the little crafting square to the right side of your character. For this example, we're going to create some oak planks, which allow us to craft a lot of different multitude of items, including the crafting table. The crafting table is great because it allows you to craft bigger different blueprints of items that allow you to mine a little bit better, allow you to interact with the environment in different ways, and create cool contraptions out of all the different resources you go through and grab and mine. Things like doors or stairs, other crafting tables. You'll have a plethora of things that you can go through and create off of this thing, whereas you didn't necessarily have that in your basic crafting menu when you just click the X button for Xbox. Now, a well-equipped adventurer will have a plethora of tools that they will utilize. In order to start that, we've got to use those wood planks to make sticks. Sticks can be used for multiple different tools, and in this example right here, we're creating an axe to help us chop down wood just that much faster. You can use different materials to make different kind of tools. You have shovels to help you dig through dirt that much faster, hoes which allow you to make farmland, axes which help you chop down wood faster, pickaxes which allow you to mine and gather stone and other resources, and then swords which allow you to attack enemy or hostile mobs. When you first start the game, chances are you're probably going to have wooden tools, but as you progress through the game, you start mining different resources like stone, or even finding different ores like iron or diamond. You can get better tools that either do the job faster or do the job more effectively that tool is supposed to do. Moving along, I am now looking for a place to construct my very first base. Two things I like to have is a nice and open area where I can build a house to safeguard myself and my stuff, and then also a place where I can begin mining like I'm doing here. Now you might notice that I'm using other dirt blocks or even my fist to go through and dig through this dirt, even though I have a pickaxe in my inventory. Each tool depreciates over time, so as you go through and mine blocks or attack enemies with these tools, they do degrade in health until they actually break on you. When you're using a pickaxe will allow you through stone so much faster and allow you to actually grab it and put it within your inventory to start building other tools with it, or even just homes or other elements in the game. Now, fast forwarding a little bit, I'm going through and I have some resources in my inventory now as far as stone and wood. I'm going to create my very first survival base for this world. The reason you want to have this in place is as a safe house, because as the game progresses, if you are playing on any mode other than peaceful, mobs or the monsters that are hostile towards you will eventually come out at night to come attack you and take all your stuff. Now, nice part is you do respawn, and there's different things such as beds that help you respawn back at your house if you want to. There's chests where you can store your items, but you want to make sure you have a pretty decent and safe and sound base, keeping yourself safe through the nights in Minecraft. Now, I've used this little structure before in many different games. Growing up, you can ask my buddies, even back when I was playing in high school. I always built these things whenever I started off my very first game. It's low to go through and get started for resources. I don't think I'm anybody that's coined this specific style of build, but it has worked well. It's been a great workhorse, and it's not something you have to stay with forever. You can always adjust it later down the road. One of the most easy functioning things you can add to any one of your houses are doors. Doors are a piece within the environment you can interact with. You can open and close them, and it helps keep mobs or those enemies out from your house and help keep you safe and sound, but give you easy access to get in and out without having to mine through your blocks every time you want to leave your shelter. Now, if you're really in a pinch, make a cube around you until it becomes daytime again, because a lot of those mobs die during the day in the sunlight. But if you're going through and you want to build a more permanent structure, I'd recommend make it look pretty nice. Give yourself some stairs to accent a roof, and then make sure you have a door to get yourself access in the inside. And eventually I'll show you how to go through and make glass so you have windows you can look out whenever you're inside your building to see what time of day it might be. And if you made it this far into the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to help other people find this video and make the algorithm on YouTube do its work. The next piece of the puzzle is to go and gather up some sand. You can find it on different desert areas or on the beach. We're going to use this sand to smelt it into a furnace and make glass. The glass is a nice aesthetic choice, but it's great again for letting you see daytime, nighttime cycle and see where enemies might be on the outside of your base. Going back to our crafting table, it's time to make a furnace. The furnace is great for smelting things like glass, but also great for you smelting things like iron ingots or gold that allow you to build much cooler and stronger weapons and armor and other neat contraptions within the game. A furnace and a crafting table is a must-have for anybody going through and they're starting their base. And here I'm just making a little aesthetic choice to create a little smokestack on the back, but it is not necessary for you to go through and use the furnace. Now, when you choose to interact with the furnace, the menu is going to look a little bit different. The top portion is the thing that you're wanting to go through and cook or smelt within the furnace. The bottom portion is the fuel required in order to actually use it. In this instance, I'm utilizing a piece of wood that I mined from the tree on the outside of the house. What I'm doing here is I'm using that wood up in the top portion and then making it or smelting it into charcoal. Charcoal is a great source for being able to use that to fuel a whole lot more and be able to smelt more items at once. There's different elements within the game that only smelt for a small period of time. Things like the saplings that drop from the trees will go through and only smelt for a shorter period of time than the wood blocks themselves. Wood blocks will do a shorter amount of time than coal, and then eventually those pieces of coal or charcoal will smelt for a smaller amount of time than buckets of lava that you can put within your furnace. And here we're taking that sand we got from the beach earlier, we're putting that in the top portion, and the nice part is your furnace will continue to go through, cook or smelt whatever you put in that top. We just allow it to go through, do its work, and it will eventually create glass once we get back to it. More likely than not, you probably noticed it was turning to night. And night, it gets very difficult to see, and so what I'm using here is some of that charcoal that I put into the furnace. I'm going to take some of that out, put it with a stick, and create a torch. Torches are probably the most abundant light source players use in order to fill their homes and even fill up the other areas of your base or your caves or your mine shafts that you go through and create. And the cool thing is if you have light, monsters will not spawn within your pieces of light. However, this does not necessarily deter them from coming up to your house and trying to attack you, just like this Enderman is doing on the outside of my house with those little purple specks. Going back to our furnace, I grabbed some of that glass out of it, and I'm going to use these things to make glass panes. Glass panes are thinner, you get more of them out of it, and it just makes it look a little bit better in your windows, in my personal opinion. But there's nothing stopping you from just using a full-blown glass block to go in these places instead, just like we used to do back in the day. And with that, if you follow this guide, you've accomplished quite a bit in your first night of Minecraft. You have a house where you can go through and survive through the night, and you also have a place that you started, which is now going to be your mine shaft going forward, that you can dig deeper into the world and get the resources you need in order to go through and advance through the game. Now, the cool thing is there's no one single way that you have to play Minecraft. Everybody's a little bit different on how they like to do it. You can keep digging, you can keep going farther, you can go and find different villages where there's different NPCs that will trade resources with you, or you can go and try to fight the final boss of this game. But ultimately, the limitations of the game is up to you. Let your creativity shine and play the way you want to, and just know that Minecraft is more fun with friends. So, give an opportunity, share this with your friends, tell them to go and download this game, have a chance to play it with you, and let's go through and start building the world together. Bye!